Where are we going, Richard?
Well, I think Fermain, somewhere not too deep. The sun's out, the water looks a bit on the cloudy side.
Have you had any viz reports? Have you had any viz reports today?
Yes, yeah. Jeffrey did well.
Okay.
That's all we need to know.
Can Matt do well? I normally get my dozen. I have to get more than that today because we need to get some scallops today. So it'd be very little filming on the first one. Time to get ready. This is the first time I've been diving since the 4th of March. Different reasons, weather, and been busy at home. So here we go, it's just me, Matt and Richard today. And the sun is so warm, it's lovely. But I know the sea temperature is going to be still quite cold. And also the viz don't look particularly good. We might be alright.
Looking at the viz, it doesn't looking very nice. Yeah, visibility doesn't look over good. But here we have a keen diver just getting ready to go in.
Very keen.
Very keen.
6.
Not quite as keen as the one that's keen by name and keen by nature. Otherwise known as Sparrow.
Yeah.
Now we judge the entry into the sea out of 10, okay? The bigger the splash, the lower the score.
I don't think I'll beat that.
Okay. Really nice clean entry, no splash.
Right.
About 6 out of 10 I'd say, that's not very good. Even the skipper got splashed. But that water, she don't look very clear.
Oh, look at that.
Welcome back to another dive at Bailiwick and Guernsey Shipwrecks. I'm JP Fallais. What do you think about this viz? Certainly looks better on camera than it did in real life. And guess what, by the looks of it, the spider crabs are back in. Quite early normally, and the scallops are quite small. But the crabs are in a little bit earlier, normally it's the start of May. But I can already tell the females are coming. People think they come in to spawn, but they actually come in to molt. So they molt in numbers, large numbers, all together for protection. So some of them are on the small size, some of them are decent, but there's plenty of smaller ones around about the 70mm. So we're just going to work our way around these reefs in the dark and in the dust and see what we can find. We even got scallops on the surface. It might be because the crabs probably stood on it and it swam out. Not the biggest, but it's probably just about big enough to keep. This part of the seabed is quite sandy, quite soft sand, more like a clay underneath. But we're outside Fir Main, so it's kind of drops off deeper to the east, and to the west it shallows up. In my experience, a bit hit and miss around here. It gets dived quite well by other divers. This is a sight I haven't seen for a long time. These are 3 of the male spider crabs. A lot of them are losing limbs. I don't know if that's because they're fighting on their way in, but this one looks like he's got 1 claw. The one behind him's held in by the back leg. Is the middle one got a claw? The middle one I think was a female. That's probably why they're fighting. They look quite scabby. So they've been fighting quite a lot, fighting over women possibly. I don't know. It's very hard to find scallops around here because there's small pebbles about the same size. Plenty of old glass though. If this was a full bottle, this would have been a beauty. Early age glass, probably 300 years old. I could imagine a fisherman of some sort chucking it over the side to get rid of it. This is our 2 main commercial catch crabs here. So we got a brown edible crab, or as we call him, a shanker, and also a spider crab. There's also a tiny little long-legged spider crab here as well, just on the rocks. Imagine people looking at the screen now saying, yeah, this is why I don't dive in Guernsey. It's not always like this, and if you follow the channel, you know, we get some really good tides, really good viz, and it's enjoyable. But this is just after we've had quite a bit of storm for a while, and yeah, the viz ain't too good. But don't worry, a couple of days from the wind, if it changed direction to a north or northeasterly, I think it would clear. Look at the amount of these spider crabs around here. All females. You can tell they're females by the smaller claws at the front. Plenty. Oh, I knocked a stick on my bag. That scared me, that. Not quite sure what that is. A branch of some sort. Some of these females are very big. Oh, another scallop. Out the roof around here is covered in colour, all sorts of stuff. Also there's crabs crawling all over it. Something out of a horror movie. Time I started to head up. I'm 21 minutes, 18 metres, and I've got 18 minutes left before I go into deco, and I've got 130 bar. So the time I use my 10 bar to get back to the surface, that give me 120 bar for my second dive. Great. See, I can actually catch some decent scallops when I want it. I guess I'm going to say probably 20 kilos for this bag. So how do I reel 20 kilos back up to the surface? These big McMahon reels with a custom back plate, large notches on it. See the 3 notches? So quite easy. You sort of kind of bounce it, and then you use the weight on the string that goes to the surface, and you use the buffs on the surface to use as a bit of leverage. Don't worry, they can take the weight easy. Hey, back on the surface, back in the sun again. Took me a while for my eyes to adjust. It's really starting to feel like spring stroke summer now. Apparently the Channel Islands get spring 4 weeks earlier than the UK. We're never the warmest because Jersey is always 1 degree warmer than us. Wait for Matt to come up. I've done alright, considering the visibility was very poor. Let's quickly get these done. A couple of dozen there.
Biggies to put into storage.
Yeah. Felt like they're all very small. On the surface, they're not too bad.
Hate to say it, that's it.
Yeah, not many bigs there, is there? What do you have?
Hopefully the size limit's going up one day.
Oh, is the size limit going up?
Well, I haven't applied to put it up.
I think it's a good idea. What, you going to 105 now?
105, same as UK.
Same as the UK, that's good, that's good.
The French are even larger than us in places.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're 105, but certain areas they're 110.
So, 105 won't make much of a difference for us.
I think if you look at the wear on our scallop gauge, it's 102 anyhow.
Yeah, I think it might even be bigger than that. So those corners are meant to be square. These are meant to be square, yeah. But they're curved out because so many scallops have passed through them. And that's one of our newer ones. And that's one of the older ones. I just heard Matt saying there's daylight. Yeah, the sun's still up. Did you think the sun had gone? It was pretty dark. How many did he do? Did I beat him? Did I beat him? Did I beat him? I doubt it. No, I didn't beat him. Proper diver.
Top diver.
But then again, Richard's going in, so he's going to show us both how it's done.
4.5 months.
4.5 months.
4.5 months I've dried out.
You've pruned. Turned into a prune. How was that, Matt?
It's pretty over.
Viz report. Pour. 1 metre. 2 metre. Yeah, you've done alright there, mate. You've done very well. Get mine all gauged and get them in a bucket, ready for the next dive. Plenty of spider crab.
Lots of spider crabs.
They're starting to come in now. None of them are on sides, really.
Yeah, there's a couple of males down there. But...
Yeah, I seen a fight. 3 big males fighting each other. Right, let's get these gauged. Let's get Richard in the water. How does he do it?
You just hold it and then you just go, scallop. Like that. Every time.
Yeah, but the thing is, are you going to hear the shriek when I hit the water?
Yeah, because how cold it is. 10 degrees. And it is actually chilly.
Degrees last time I dived.
Oh, there might be a shock. And you're in a wetsuit as well.
Yeah.
Sully dives in a wetsuit.
Well, it's not a tight wetsuit.
So there'll be some flushing. Tell you what I might do, I might go down and see if I can catch up with Richard and film him. I don't think that's going to happen, he's like a fish.
Now what's it? You put this in your mouth.
Yeah, just
keep
bite it.
sucking. If you can't get any more air out, you come up, is it?
Yep, that's the one.
Or if the sack is full, you come up.
I think the sack's going to be full before you run out of air. So I had 75 then, I reckon Richard's going to beat me by probably double. So 140, 150 for sure.
Probably bite through the reg at the cold.
He's gone. My turn to be behind the wheel. Chocolate time. Fair weather divers. So Matt definitely beat me in the first one, and I'm going in to get some more. So I've just dropped back in 20 metres and gonna have a little look around this reef out onto the sand. I'm not sure if I'm going to get enough to beat Matt today, but anyway, Richard really needs a scallop, so I'm going to go and have a little look anyway. Some of these females are quite big to start off with, heavy as well, and you can tell underneath is a big pouch, round pouch compared to a long thin one, so you can tell that's a female. That one's quite a nice one, that one, but because it's a female and potentially they might mate, they're going to molt, but they might mate while they're here, so I'll leave all the females. It would be nice to take a spider crab home though. I want a big male if there's any big males. Absolutely surrounded by spider crabs now. It's amazing how often when I'm editing these videos I notice stuff which I didn't notice on the dive. So I didn't think I seen many cuttlefish, but look here, just to the top right hand corner of the screen there's a cuttlefish hidden behind the stone. Didn't notice that during the dive. You've probably noticed this dive is a lot darker even though it's the same depth, but I'm a little bit shallower and the sun has dropped down in the sky a bit lower. It's now almost dropping down behind the island. Here's another base from an old black glass bottle. Every so often you'll come up to these little pinnacles, just rocks that just stick out the seabed. Check out the barnacles on this shell. This is a big male. Looks a bit slow and tired, so I don't want to take that one. This one's missing legs. There's loads missing legs. Some nice prime ones, but there's a lot that look pretty tatty. Ah, some scallops. Nice. That's a huge male, just waiting there. Waiting for a female to come. Again, missing legs. So there's no point taking these crabs if they're missing legs, because all the meat is pretty much in the legs. Sometimes when they get damaged legs, the meat just inside the knuckle of the leg actually tastes horrible. There's some decent males down here. Because I haven't seen as many males as I was kind of hoping to, I'm probably going to leave these actually for today. I'll take them when there's more of them. This thing in between is actually a cannibal as well. Second dive, so we check our air more than we normally do. We're okay. 6 minutes into the dive and 24 minutes left, so I think we're going to run out of air before I run out of bottom time. Now, there's plenty of clams around here. Venus clams and other different types. Spiky ones too. Look at this. I love these little fish. They're rock cook wrasse. This is a male. Check out his colour change. He goes brown and he curves his body and goes an iridescent blue. And from a different angle he looks just plain brown again. Love how they do this. The males get their iridescence when they're coming up to breeding season. So live in small groups. There's a male and a female there. So it looks like he's found his partner. Let's carry on. This looks like it's one of them locations where there's loads and loads of scallops, but they're all far too small. They're probably about 2 years away from being big enough to be able to harvest. It's got that lovely reassuring sound of the boat above my head. It sounds almost like the old cine cameras when you look back. Oh, it's a parasitic anemone. It's not attached to anything. Or maybe it is. I don't want to touch it. Some more scallops just hidden in the sand. Just see there. See his little tongue sticking out. All too small. Plenty more clams everywhere as well. It's quite a nice bit seabed around here. Fairly clean. Just further enough away from the harbour mouth. But there is still human debris here. A bit of pottery. There's no markings on it. I do like to get this and sometimes do a little bit of research and find out what it is. The viz is really starting to close in now and it is getting really dark, so I'm probably going to call it, I think. Just have a little look at the crabs. Just as well I was going to call out, I've seen a lovely big cuttlefish. I love these things. Look at the shape he's making. So the bottom of his tentacles looks like a crab claw. Am I just looking at it and thinking, making stuff up? But maybe not. He's trying to mimic a crab. It's quite good about these computers. You can see how much loading I've got on my nitrogen. That bar along the bottom. So I haven't got much in there, which makes sense because I didn't go into deco. So not as many as I was kind of hoping, but we got some.
How was your first day back, Richard?
Well, it wasn't as cold as I expected. I think I'd been where Jeffrey.
Yes, Causeway Explorer, go ahead.
Yeah,
There's just information by way outbound from the bridge at this time and heading to the north. Yeah, understood, thank you.
You caught some scallops, that's good.
He's huffing and puffing. 35 minutes.
The winch is going nice and slow, must be heavy.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, well. 127 to beat, Richard.
Well, I think you got me beat.
Yeah, the boat lean over then.
Yeah.
What's it, put a grab butt on it?
Stand on this side.
I think the bobber's a bit long.
Oh, it's got red leg in there as well.
That's for you.
Ah, beautiful.
I think you might have me beat.
Did you beat the 127? Oh, you still beat me, still in second place. That's it, home time for us now. First was Matt, and then Richard, and then me. Last place as usual. Oh well, not too bothered. And you could really say that was pretty much the spider crab extravaganza in the dark. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next tide.